Yes. Law and order. The two words that, when spoken by a Republican, mean one thing and one thing only: criminalize poverty, weaponize the police, and lock up black and brown folks in record numbers. And nobody mastered this con job quite like Ronald Reagan and Donald Trump. So, welcome to episode 3 of From Ronald to Donald. And today, we're breaking down how these two use law and order as a smokescreen for oppression. And let's get into it. All right. So, look, Reagan, well, his law and order, it was this whole ramping up of the war on drugs scam. See, Reagan's idea of law and order wasn't about making America safer, it was about expanding the prison industrial complex and turning cops into foot soldiers for the rich. Here's how he did it: he amplified the war on drugs, which is the greatest PR stunt in history next to Elon Musk becoming a genius. Sorry. A manufactured crisis to just justify mass incarceration. That is the war on drugs. What else? Mandatory minimums. Translation: if you poor and you black, you doing time. Mandatory minimums. All right, let me break it down. Reagan's 1986 Anti-Drug Abuse Act made sure that crack sentences were way harsher than powder cocaine, setting the stage for mass incarceration. And let's be real, while they were criminalizing crack in black neighborhoods, white Wall Street execs were snorting cocaine off mahogany desks without a care. Reagan's law and order wasn't about drugs, it was about who was using them. So let's fast forward to Trump's law and order, which is a dog whistle with a bullhorn. So fast forward, to Trump. What do we get? The same law and order nonsense, but now it's loud, obnoxious, and wearing that ugly ass red hat. Crackdowns on Black Lives Matter protests? Well, that's just law and order. Sending federal agents to attack civilians? Hey, that's just law and order. Rolling back police reform? Just law and order. Meanwhile, rich criminals? Bro was passing out pardons like Halloween candy, from Roger Stone to Paul Manafort to whoever else. If you had money and you kissed the ring, you were free to go. But if you were out there fighting against injustice, well, they came for your neck. So let's talk about how law and order always means protect the elite and punish the working class. Let's be crystal clear. Law and order has never been about public safety, and it has always been about controlling the working class and making sure poor people stay in their place. Reagan and Trump both knew that if they could convince middle-class white people that the criminals, read, black folks, poor folks, immigrants, were the problem, then nobody would notice the real criminals. The corporations robbing you blind, the billionaires dodging taxes, and the politicians rigging the system. So y'all want the reality on law and order? Well, let's talk numbers real quick. So the US has 5% of the world's population, but 25% of the world's prison population. That ain't law and order. That's mass incarceration. And black people make up roughly 13% of the United States population, but over 40% of the prison population. And I need you to make it make sense. And the war on drugs? Absolute failure. More drugs, more overdoses, and more broken communities. Also, the government could justify locking people up for profit. And now, we got politicians still selling us the same bullshit. Tough on crime isn't about crime, it's about power. So look, Reagan weaponized law and order to build the prison industrial complex, and Trump revived it to silence protests and protect his corrupt circle. Same scam, different era. The truth? If law and order was real, Wall Street would be empty, not full. Billionaires would be behind bars, not buying new yachts. And next episode, we're tackling how Reagan and Trump use religious zealotry to push oppression in the name of morality. So subscribe, share this, and spread the truth, because if we don't call it out, they gonna keep running the same play. This is From Ronald to Donald, and I will see you in episode 4.